I am a parent. I am now going to be 80 years old. Our oldest child is almost 50 now. Those children have never brought me anything with Mama here. Except recently, on our 50 years of marriage, they gave us some cows. But if you the religious leaders, Mulibazade, your parents, when your child brings you a gift, you must ask him, where do you get it from? Where do you get the money to buy it? But if you just keep quiet, he brings money, you don't ask, you may put that child in trouble. These children, when they go for fundraising, where do they get the money from? You ask them. The fundraising, this fundraising culture is very dangerous, especially for you, the church people, especially for these young politicians. Where are these politicians? Can you stand up? Those who are here, stand up and they see you. The MPs, the ministers, stand up. Sit down, sit down. Now, these young people are intimidated by you, the religious leaders. They think they will go to heaven if they please you. So, you organize a fundraising. Then, the community has not been mobilized to create wealth. They don't have money. So they just come, somebody brings 2 eggs, that is fundraising, another one brought sugar cane. Then the only one who has got some money is the MP. The MP doesn't have that money. So it puts these young people into pressure to go into debts, into borrow, to corruption. This should stop. They have grabbed now. You have heard them. Because they are under pressure. They are under pressure. So therefore, fundraising is wrong, is premature. Fundraising means okusonda, to contribute. Okusonda does not mean that Museveni alone contributes because he's the MP, he's the what. No. Okusonda means all of us bring small, and then the cumulative is big. That's the Okusonda. So if the villagers have not yet been involved in money creation, and they don't have money, please stop this Okusonda, because it's not Okusonda. It is extorting money from these young politicians who are dishonest. They don't want to tell you that they don't have the money, that they are getting. That's now not the only source of corruption, but it is really part of the problem. Now they can no longer, because they are supposed to do the oversight role in the parliament, they can't do it now. Because they are looking for money to go and bribe people in the constituency by fundraising and all that, and giving bursaries. You are not a government, how can you give a bursary? But still, the culture of work must be instilled in the children. These ADF children, the ones we are now killing in Congo, part of the problem started, the original ones were sent to Egypt. There were some madrasa schools there, some to study religious studies and speak Arabic. So when they come back, they look for those jobs. The jobs are not there. But then they also don't seem to know how to work with their hands in agriculture, in artisanship, in industry, in services. So they started staying in Nakasero there, in the mosque, that they are praying for miracle wealth. That's how some of them got disoriented and got into these problems. So therefore, it is very crucial that first of all the parents, but also the religious leaders, to emphasize this message of the preacher, which is a long-term message of the NRM, which we have been telling you all the time. If you go to Chankwanzi, after that's what we teach. So, that ideology of where does prosperity come from? Prosperity comes from using the talents, the parable of the talents. And you heard how powerfully the preacher said that if you don't produce fruits after 4 years, according to Jesus, you should be cut and thrown in there. It is written there. He was reading it. So that's one challenge. Really, this is really the problem. And for me, it's not a problem because I'm from the culture of work. Even this fighting which we did, we were able to do it because we are workers. What people were fearing, for us we didn't fear. Walking, staying in the bush, it was part of our way of life. So therefore, the modern churches and mosques, please integrate part of our heritage. Part of our heritage. See how you bring it in. Because sometimes, for instance, my mother was in Morocco, and she used to have some frictions with my father, partly because of the religious leaders of our time were not guiding the families well. Because our home was 2 miles from the church. So walking 2 miles, going 2 miles, that's 4 miles. Now my mother would go the Barokore. There is Orkungana fellowship on Wednesday. There is another one Friday. Then Sunday, there is church service main, and then after the Rukungani again. Then Mr. Kabuta said, but what happened to the cows? Who is looking after the cows, the Nyana? They used to have issues. But the church was not analyzing that well. You see, they would think that Kabuta is against his wife going to church. No, but the problem was, if you go so many times in a week, what happens to the cows? It was later that I was able to. So the churches and the mosque should really analyze the issues of wealth creation. Issues of wealth creation. I really thank the preacher for emphasizing that very, very well. Now, one problem we are having is corruption now. Corruption is becoming a big problem, and we are going to have to crush it, because it is going to derail us. And the corruption is by parasites. People don't want to work. They want to have easier life. With the farmers, the manufacturers, we are the ones who suffer from this corruption. If you build a bad road because you have diverted some of the money. Where do our crops pass? So the wealth creators, the farmers, the manufacturers, the artisans, and some sections of the services are the ones who are most impacted by corruption. And we are going to fight it. We are going to fight it. We are mobilizing ourselves. We are going to fight it because it is easy they mainly steal government money. The government money is coming from a known source. The amount is known. It should arrive where it's supposed to go, and we can monitor it. That's why the Auditor General is here. So it's really possible to fight corruption.